It all started in LA one night when I was bored. I remember just drawing some basic sketches and realised that the word rep could fit onto the side of the shoe. And I remember the house didn't have a printer, so I put the paper on the iPad, drew around it, cut it out, and laid it on some Jordans that were knocking around at the time. Realised it made some like pretty interesting paneling. I was like, yeah, we're on something here.
Why do you think your brand popped off? I guess
Because it's sick. Since 2020, we launched the first one with End. I remember it was off-white and brown colourway, and then we did like a clean off-white one as well. We've got a completely new unit. We've integrated the logo on the back of it. The new last. There's a lot more materials involved in this one. We've got leathers, open meshes, ballistic nylons, and nubucks. Originally this was supposed to be like the initial sneaker, and the more we were trying it, the more I was kind of thinking about the REPTOR, and I wanted to not let that legacy die and elevate that legacy rather than it just dropping off, because it feels like such a core part of our DNA. Learned a lot from the process of this one, mainly just like how to make it as comfortable as possible with the last, and really looking at the details, because I remember on the original pair, like this one, it had a peak steer that was like contrasting on the unit, but it was on the flex point, so when you walked it was like coming away over time.
Okay.
Are we changing anything on the bottom?
It's just this bonding concern on the
Oh yeah,
sidewall.
it's coming off, isn't
Coming
it?
off.
Yeah,
Just like
so
here, when it bends here.
yeah, it's right on the flex point, and we've got stitched through at the front and the back, so this bit's safe, but this area in the flex is obviously a bit of a risk. So we can like put more backside to this to improve the bonding, but like ultimately I think we're safer to just run it across the top line.
But we want to run this the entire way.
Yeah, and then the stitch through goes all the way around, because it's too difficult to stitch up here and down there.
And you can't switch the thread colour.
No, it's not possible.
It has to be one like
Yeah,
continuous stitch.
otherwise it'd have to stop start, and it's just too much of a risk for the bonding.
The idea was to just put a contrasting stitch through it. Because say like if the unit was off-white, you'd have to have an off-white stitch, but it would contrast when it's going through the panel. So it didn't look great. And I remember just thinking like we should probably just switch it to the medial side. So we mirrored that, and I'm so glad we did that, because every time I look at it now I think it just looks so much better. Are we all in agreement that the REP is better than
Yeah.
the initial?
Yeah.
I think the pattern was all designed to have REP on,
Yeah.
and it feels like we're just trying to force the initial.
Yeah.
So I feel like the REP is working a lot better.
I kind of don't like how it's coming into that bit as well.
Yeah.
I think there's too many points up there, right? It could be quite messy, but I think, I like the idea of keeping the legacy of the REPTOR alive.
Yeah.
And I think this is probably
It's
the
a great
best
move on.
way to do it.
So you can build it actually into the insole here.
Yeah.
Yeah. So can we put it in here?
Ah, you mean like
Just like mirror that across, then we bring the outsole straight across, and then bring the stitch line all the way across as well. Then at least it'll be in there, you'll have that kind of pop colour that comes through there.
If this is all the way across, that's never coming off, is it?
No, it's cemented, so it's bonded already, but then with the stitch through as well, it's stitched all the way through the upper.
Nice. Because I'm thinking as well, should we keep the elasticated tongue?
Yeah, internal, but yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Keeps
think
the
it's
shape.
quite a nice detail. Our consumer knows that you can then wear it without lacing it.
Yeah, and it stops that like twist.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
It's definitely made my life easier having people there that can, really like tell you the full fundamentals of how to make a shoe, and you know, you split the time. They can visit the factories, and they're just like, they're a lot more than I can be there, and making sure everything's sort of smooth and on point. It's really allowed us to take the footwear to the next level, really.
What the fuss is still alive. Hey, Robin, the box.
Okay, cool.
Brilliant.
What? Yeah, that one.
Yeah?
REP.
What about the Lortadong?
Yeah, everything. And the R and the tone as well.
This one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've already got an idea for that. It depends, like, sort of where the fashion landscape goes as well, I guess. But yeah, I definitely want to keep it alive and elevate it every time, because it's just such a part of the rep DNA in the footwear. I mean, I always try and start by creating something that's like different to what you're seeing around, and rather than just being like a conventional shoe that's like, you know, going to be commercial, I'd rather push the boundaries and sort of do something different. We've got a unit now which is 3 colors. We've integrated the logo on the back. We've added this TPU piece on the back heel, incorporated the initial branding throughout. It's even on like the little treads at the front and the back, just for like extra grip. We've still kept the elasticated tongue details, TPU on the tongue. We've got molded eyelets, open mesh collar, ballistic nylons, nubucks, and a really nice leather to finish it off. We've really pushed it in terms of like all the little details that you see, and I think you only realise that, you know, when you get it in hand and you realise that how much work's gone into it. It's a shoe that's perfect for our range as well that we're developing, with slightly baggier and bigger fits. It's just, yeah, it's one of them shoes that does really go with anything. I've literally been kicking around in it for like the last year, so excited for it to come out.